Hello, Internet. This is Rowan Gray and Anish Ivu from Semifinalist Debate. Before we get into today's episode, we have a special PSA from Catherine about the situation in Yemen.
Hi, like Rowan said, my name is Catherine. I debate for Whitman, but I'm here to talk about our club, Yemen Action Club, and the protest that we're hosting at the Capitol. So this Wednesday, July 21st, from 4 to 7 p.m., we have a protest at the U.S. Capitol building to protest ongoing U.S. involvement in the situation in Yemen. You all may remember this was a debate topic a while ago about U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia. And unfortunately, not much has changed since that was a topic. We still provide a lot of mechanical defense to the Royal Saudi Air Force, and there's still a blockade in Yemen. So we're protesting ambiguous U.S. policy and demanding an actual end to the war in Yemen and the U.S.'s support for the Saudi-led coalition. So please come join us if you live in the D.C. area. And if not, you can reach out to me, and I will give you other ways you can support Yemen from outside of the area.
Yep, and we'll put Catherine's information in the description below. Please do something to help the cause.
This is just in terms of preparation for tournaments. TOC is probably different to some degree than a lot of other tournaments. So general how to prepare for tournament questions for everyone watching. For the TOC, how long did you prepare? Was your preparation any sort of different, or could you just tell us a little bit more about it?
It's grueling, I think.
Yeah.
It was 3-4 hours a day, every day.
We both developed low-grade fevers after the tournament ended.
Yeah, for a week. It was there was no sleep. We were sobbing while I don't want to cut another card.
So what we figured is we had worked so hard to get to TSC, and we were an at-large, right?
Yeah.
So we were so grateful to be there, and this was the biggest opportunity we could ask for in debate. And so we were we are going to regret doing anything more than 100% of what we could possibly do at this tournament. And so we just a month before the tournament or something, maybe even more than that, we're just we're going to set down incredible amounts of time to prepare to do mock rounds. And we did.
And I guess for our strategy for prepping, what we did is we are a team that's, I think, offense focused. I think this round we don't go for defense. I think 2 of the 3 of the other rounds, I think all of the other rounds and out rounds, we don't go for defense either. In Final Focus, it's a straight offense in a way. No, except for NSU. That's wrong. So yeah, 2 of the 3 of the other ones. So we invested a lot of time into casing and writing different positions, which I actually suggest people do, because when you do that, you sort of get a feel for the topic better than just researching blocks, which I think means you can analytically respond better. But I also think that defense doesn't win rounds, offense does. So by writing every single piece of offense we could think of on the topic, we sort of put ourselves in a better position. And I think we started blocks 3 weeks beforehand as well. I mean, by that point, King had happened, so we started compiling blocks too. And I think going into the tournament, we had a file that was pretty complete, as well as something 6 negs and 6 apps, something like that.
Something big.
Yeah, some shit isn't even broken. It's still unbroken.
Yeah,
we didn't.
Yeah.
We had a K that was.
We have
unbroken.
3 nuke war scenarios in the app that we did
unbroken, and a K on the neck.
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
Could you leak what K was?
We were gonna read imperialism. I think the IMF is an imperialist actor. I don't think it was uncommon. We had
we wrote up a good one.
I thought it was pretty good, and we didn't get to read it, which is kind of sad.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think something about being offensive focused, especially something that people should really listen to. So you mentioned prepping offense first, and you have to know the arguments better. But do you think another benefit for being offense focused for y'all was that any argument you didn't run in case, you could read as a disad and implicate it or overview or something like that?
So yes, and this is, I think when we get into the round, this is definitely part of our strategy. Is we'll read full contentions tagged as little disads. And we think that's very strategic because it gives you so many more paths to the ballot. And I think that's good. I think it's the other benefit, right? Is you end up writing a bunch of turns and DAs while you're writing offense, which is really incredibly helpful because that's the shit you should be reading anyway. Not a bunch of bad D-links and bad non-uniques or mitigatory defense. It's because you don't really want to go for that. You want to go for the big stick turn that wins the round. So cutting all that stuff first is probably a good idea.
And I think something we talked about earlier was it's also a more efficient way to prep, because then you can figure out what case arcs you're going for. You don't have to spend a lot of time finding specific blocks. It's just getting all the arguments down, having them as disads, cases, whatever. And it's also versatile. That's what I did for TOC, because I, unlike y'all, barely prepped. I had a bunch of generic diss ads, and I kind of just somehow figured a way to implicate them in a rebuttal. So that way, it was a lot easier to prep. It's something I always found was a good way to
Yeah.
prep.
I will say that we did cut some defense. Like you'll see in this round, we cut like defense to specific, like a spec Jordan scenario. So like we were going like at least a little bit hard on the defense too, but like it was mostly offense focused.